Look at those new shoes, I tell you. 31 by 8.5 by 14 MotoHavok tires. And they fit with no modifications at all on my stock 570 XMR, which is awesome. Still lots of room in the front. And even, there's still about, I don't know if you can see in there, about an inch left between the tire and the fender, and I've been over a few bumps and had no problem so far for the tires hitting the fenders at all. Now, these are the EFX MotoHavok. I have them on the MSA rims, and the MSA rims, if you put any type of, most of the time if you put any type of aftermarket rim on the Renegade, it makes it about 2 inches wider, around roughly 3 actually inches wider from center of tire to center of tire. So yeah, actually, you know what, she's almost about 4 inches, 2 inches per side, I think that's correct. So you get a lot more offset, I can even see just standing here, compared to my Mega Mayhems. My Mega Mayhems were over here a lot more, so you can just visually tell. I'm going to get a lot more muddier, that's a given. So let's see how true these tires run. I'm in grass, so I might not be right on the dot, and they could be between the lugs, you never know. But I had these at about 10 pounds, a little bit more than I normally would run my tire, but they're a high pressure tire. So they are just at 10 pounds, about just a little over 30 inches tall. Now I did have them at 15, a little too stiff for me, and they were right about 31 at 15, maybe a little under 31. The tire range on this, or the pressure range on this one, allows it to go up to 20 pounds because they can be used on heavy vehicles. Of course, the Renegade's not heavy enough to run them that high, and I prefer the tires to be a lot more cushioned. So I'm going to try them at 10 pounds for now, and if they're still a little too stiff for my liking, I might drop them down to around 7. But these tires are designed to be higher pressure. So now lug height. These ones have the higher shoulder lugs, so around the center tread, I don't know if you can see that. I got the helmet on, so it's the angle, but it's about 1.5 inches in the center. From where it starts on the outside, right there, from the corner all the way to the top, it's about 3-inch paddle right there. But right from the shoulder of the tire, 2.5, I guess, coming up to 2, and then it shrinks all the way down to 1.5. So the tread really does stay level, square across, which is also what gives these tires their very, very good ride for being a big, aggressive tire. The 8.5s keep down on the weight. These are actually fairly light for a 2-inch lug tire. They're, at the 31s, they're only 42 pounds. So that is pretty phenomenal. I know my old Mega Mayhems, they were about 33, 32-ish, maybe even 34, sitting around there, and they were at 28. So these tires are not that heavy at all, especially carrying them. They don't feel much weight on the bike. I can feel the size though, like the 31-inch size, the rotation, you can really feel that. It has slowed it down a little bit. I know it's just a 570, but it handles these tires no problem for the most part. So really, 2-inch lug, 31-inch, check mark style tread pattern. Comes down, checks back up. It rides friggin' smooth, like just as smooth as the Mega Mayhems. Actually, I would say it's smoother than the Mega Mayhems. And the Mega Mayhem is one of my personal favorite tires, you know, having an 1.5 inch lug, good solid wearing tire, and with a decent ride, and not horribly heavy. It's definitely my top tire. But this one here, this is quickly becoming a new favorite because bigger treads, smoother ride, larger sizes available at lower weights. It's can't ask for much more. Over the Mega Mayhems, these 31s have given this ATV about 2 more inches of clearance. Based off what I measured, the Renegade had roughly 12 inches clearance on the front stock with the 28-inch Mega Mayhems, and it had, sorry, bug in the mouth. It had about 12, 25 on the rear, I believe. But now she's kicking about, what is it, 14 on the front and 14.25 on the rear. So the rear seems to be, of course, 25 higher. So it's just the way the suspension is on these things. But yeah, so it rides a lot taller too, like you feel way up on it. I know 2 inches isn't much, but in the mud, in the terrain, a ½ inch makes a huge difference with a quad. Like I know that with the Rubicon, just throwing the 28s on the Rubicon, giving it an extra inch clearance that it had stock is huge. Huge how it performs, so. But yeah, I can, it's hard to tell if you're even on this tire. I'm rolling down rough trail here, shaking around, but the tire itself is smooth. Get a nice look at them there. You can just see nice square treaded tire, no shake to them. They ride nice. These remind me a lot of the Cryptid that's on the 1000 XMR. The Cryptid's got a nice tight square paddle style tread pattern, and it rides really good, but still performs in muddy terrain. So I'm really liking these tires for weight, height, and you know how tires are. Some don't run true, some run true. These ones, I find they're pretty close. Like with their air range, you don't really know where EFX was doing the measurements to get the full 31. Like I said, at 10 pounds, I'm around just a little over 30, right? But they're capable of going up to 20 PSI, so they probably measured it at 20 PSI, the max range to get its size. So, where my 28-inch Mega Mayhems, I think their rated max pressure, I think the max pressure is 7 pounds, I can't remember. But they're only around 27 inches tall. They run a little short, maybe a little higher than that, but they are a shorter running tire. I do not know what I'm going to get into in here, and I hope I don't get into anything real bad because I do not have my boots on. I was not thinking when I come back here. This is going to be a horrible mistake. Although good news is, I think the bush is dry right now. Yeah, it's feeling pretty dry. Watch out for that stick. Oh, into the tick forest. Here we go. Oh, that's nice. That's a dried up mud hole right there with huge ruts. Usually you get bottomed out just in the ruts alone. But not with 14 inches clearance, you don't. With big tires, she just rolled right through there. So yeah, the tires are very light, but I am noticing you can feel the 31-inch size. Like the four-wheeler is working to turn the 31s. I do have the CB Tech clutch set up for 30-inch, and I have a Dalton secondary spring in the secondary. And you know what, the clutch has, I don't find any clutch problems with these tires. The engine itself works a little harder with them, but as far as clutch goes, it's nothing. I'm just going to turn around here because I'm just testing their ride. I wasn't really looking for mud holes right yet. That'll be in a later part of this video. I'll put them to the test in the mud. Maybe we'll take them for a quick ride on straight asphalt and see how they ride here. It's a hot summer day out, so the fan will be working today, especially with me running big tires and the engine's working, and so it keeps my legs hot on this cool morning. It's really grown in back here. Not a lot of people have been riding through this trail. It's mainly just me, so oh yeah, even in there's no mud there, but it's sloppy. You can feel the tires just grabbing in those ruts and pushing me along. It's awesome. Mega Mayhem's probably actually would have had me covered in mud by right now because they spin a little bit in that kind of crap. Those ruts with the soft bottoms. I think we've ran that hole so many times back and forth. People are starting to get stuck in it now just because of the ruts, but this thing didn't even drag the bottom in there. You'd never be able to see it on the camera because of all the grass. And also, depth perception on the camera is crap. I know we go up some real steep hills and it doesn't even look steep on the camera. It's kind of weird how it does that. I was hoping I would actually see the old moose that hangs out around here. I usually see him right here, actually crossing the trail. A big swamp back in there he likes to hang out in. But it looks like he's somewhere sleeping today. Maybe he's moved on, hard to say. Oh, it's such a nice riding tire. Holy crap. Pick up some speed a little bit. Holy crap, there comes the mud. I was not dressed for this. Yeah, like even just speed riding down this trail, this is kind of a bumpy trail. It's just smooth. It's smooth. Damn. You know this tire is going to grab. It's got 2-inch lugs. It's hard to say. Until I get it in the mud, will I know how it really stacks up to the other tires, but you can't really go wrong because it rides so nice. You know it's going to grab, and grab enough, and you got 31-inch, so you know you got the clearance to go through most shit. Like, I don't know how you could complain, even if it doesn't stack up to some of the other tires, which we are going to find out. But if it does stack up to the other tires, I don't see why you'd need anything other than these. It's literally a tire that gives you the best of both worlds. That's my old house. Oh, I want to go down there, but who knows what's in that long grass. Don't go into the long grass. I usually have that whole field packed down. I'm down south working so much I don't get a chance to. Oh yeah. That CV Tech makes these tires easy. There's the Honda. Woo! That was a short ride, but like I said, the video will continue on from here with some other tests, and hopefully, it's been so dry lately, hopefully I can actually find some mud to show you guys how they do in the mud. Otherwise, well, the video will end that way anyways. It's just you might not get to see it as soon as I film this, so I might have to wait a few weeks till the mud comes back, because we're at the start of August right now, and yeah, it's really dry here. But you can see at least I found some good gunk there to throw up and get the bike dirty. And there's the old Honda on the Zillas. So yeah.